Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Grail. Nice to meet you again. I hope you were excited watching my last video, at least a little bit, and today I prepared much more. I have some text I want to read for you because I don't have such vocabulary to explain many things which touch in science, for instance. And today's topic will expand your consciousness, mindset, I will say, vision of the world in general, picture of reality. We are very determined by what we see around. But all neurophysiologists are telling that what we see, it's not necessarily what is. They've proven this fact. So today I want to give you very interesting facts and stories. I'm researching this topic for more than 10 years and practicing what I'm talking about. So enjoy, relax, and be attentive. Today's topic will be program of aging, the mental and physiological program of aging, which we unfortunately are reproducing in our own life and experience. And you know, if you're watching this video right now, you are ready to hear something more, because who is searching will always find the clues in this game, the breadcrumbs on your way. One day you found out Kundalini yoga, and as me, you were so excited to feel differently after practices. It changes all, even perception of reality. If you're enough practicing, morning sadhana and so on, you know how it's inexplicably changing all your life in general, because we have the body, which is kind of tool to investigate, research this reality, to evolve our consciousness, to play the game or to suffer. You know, the whole concept of living samsara is that we are going beyond suffering and beyond programs of the mind. And one of the biggest illusion which we see in reality is age and time scale as such. 99% of people, even if they heard some kind of stories about wandering Jew, Agasphere in the Bible, or Duke Saint-Germain, they kind of perceive it maximum as fairy tale or fake. And even in my previous video, I was sharing about the Chinese guy who was 250 years. In Wikipedia, everything is like there were witnesses and whole generations and families who were seeing him endlessly appearing in the same village, and his appearance never changed. But you know, one sentence, modern historians are highly doubting that it's possible. Oh, come on. If in your picture of reality something is impossible, then how you can judge what is possible, what not? Can you prove me that beyond this room anything exists? If I look in the window, I see the street and snow, unfortunately. But I don't know if you are watching me or not, who is watching me even. I'm so excited that the game is here and now. Illusion of past, future, we all are maybe even sick of this. Be in here and now, be here and now, what it means. It means thoughtless state. To be honest, if you have blissful and stable awakening, initial spiritual awakening, Satari, in Hinduism, you don't have thoughts which are connected with past or future. You are not in traumas of the past and you're not worrying about future, because you live fully here and you're not experiencing any emotions usually, just sensations of the body and the feeling that you're the attention itself, perception itself. Okay, I was talking about a lot on my channel. This is very hard to explain, but if you are practicing enough awareness and concentration, you can achieve this. So many people are discreditizing this topic a lot. Can it analyze something or see what can be cause of fast aging? Those obvious. If we sincerely feel our body, look around, we see that quantity of diseases multiplied as mushrooms after rain. And medicine is only dealing with symptoms to make us feel better physically, not to feel this pain, horrible pain. how we destroy our organs. Dysfunctions of organs create psychosis and many mental disorders, depression, apathy, and this all in complex. Something is wrong here. Let me show you what. Okay, everything about immortality or even prolongation of life, those scientists were saying that minimum 180. I can say you that scientists the same, saying that our liver is like endlessly regenerating organ, like a filter of our body, can function even on food, not so much food as we take usually, for 600 years. And now what I know, 1,000 years, like in Bible. Our avatar is able to live that long. What conditions are required? When we are born, what do we see? We see grandmothers, grandfathers, all are complaining that, it's my age. I'm looking towards cemetery, and I'm even, sometimes people even choosing coffins and how they want to be buried. The cemetery absurdity and these rituals is also like a separate topic. Bury the body in the coffin and put the huge stone with no chances to go out. So yeah, we see everyone around us. First of all, we see that people always eating a lot. They catching cold all the time, as if from bacteria and cold weather. Illness, sickness, high temperature is only the attempt of body to cleanse, to spit out on all mucus, to use all excretory organs. But we usually run into doctors even without analytical mind because, for instance, parents are worried about their children and they don't trust them, their own experience because they also getting sick. They trust doctors or commercials on TV like take this pill and your temperature will go away and you can work again, for instance. But we cannot understand how we ruin our liver with such pills. We cannot see how in general we lower the capability of our immune system naturally fight with diseases. I was telling you about thymus gland and how it's important to stimulate lymph to help cleansing, and thymus gland which dries out with age because we are not using it properly, because we are always taking something which will just null our sensations of pain, just using crutches, chemicals. So we see all this picture. Everyone is suffering, complaining, everything is bad, everyone is guilty for the state, government, changes, and and all our attention is outside. We create and feed into illusion, and day by day we form neural pathways which predispose our attitude towards reality, accordingly mental programs, and we just cannot see beyond. We just programmed. We should understand that we are machines with software, and how we can reprogram neural pathways I told you in previous videos. And here I want to a little bit again try to rewrite some of your limits and beliefs of the mind with some more concrete examples in my life, for instance, okay? We have a lot of legends about immortal people. They're wandering, knowing several languages, they found Holy Grail, and we perceive it as something far, far, far away. But you know what I tell you? Immortals are among us. We should find some informations of how you can do different. And I started my research, which was super exciting because, I love not to only give myself a chance and hope and improve and evolve, but other people also deserve to know this. I know that I was not coming out with this information for a long time, only because, first you hear this information, your mind will block and say it's impossible. Because, it's a program. But we also see examples of people who look very young without surgeries. In China, a lot of guys like that. On YouTube, even like 60-year-old looking like 40-year-old, what they are doing. To be honest, the main thing is that they always feel young inside. No matter how old are you can, in your mind, set yourself age of 25. It's not convincing yourself or wearing clothes like young people. No, the main quality of youth is energy and a lot of dreams, desires to fulfill in this reality. We have a bunch of work to do. We need evolve our consciousness, understand how our body truly works. sometimes someone needs, someone not, to raise kids and to make realization in career, in society. So to be honest, something is wrong here, because we're pushed right away without even a chance to stop, analyze, from kindergarten to school, where we're like a bunch of useless knowledge is installed in us, and what we need to do is just to obey, usually, to learn and obey and know how to learn without any connection, how to meditate, how to analyze your psychological state. Rarely, maybe in modern schools they changed, but in my education there was like, I told you, why you did not learn this? All the time I was freaking scared to go to school, because I was sitting till 3 a.m. usually and learning some subjects. And by the way, I was very good at genetics. So we have no chance to stop, analyze, and as we see examples, it's like a rule of 100 monkeys. If you see confirmation, no chance to go out. Only if you accidentally encounter some different things. Yeah, 100 monkeys, by the way, is when one monkey was educated to wash her bananas before eating, and she was so accustomed to do this that monkeys around her started to repeat after her, and all monkeys, even far from the island where the monkeys were located, started to, as if from the invisible web, they connected to each other and started to wash bananas. So we really can influence with our thought, and we connect, plug into the global consciousness, which forms our reality, guys. And the more high vibrational people around, the more people believe that you can prolong your age and say no to social predisposition to age faster. Oh, it's my age. It's normal. We can't accept this. Reality provides us with a choice always, but we don't see this choice because all scientists are denying, or some information appeared and they say no, it was not true. And this glitch is written off from Wikipedia, and even some article appears, they just erase it immediately. For instance, there was a document, historical document on the internet, and I saw the screenshot of it 300 years ago, even more, when St. Petersburg, my hometown, was founded by Peter the Great, the Tsar. He issued the law to find, search, and kill all people who are over 300 years old, because he implemented potatoes, he imported tobacco, and started to trade it. And everything was made as if to destroy people and their immune system, and to have no examples that you can live longer. And one moment, I know a person who met the person who is still alive from that ages, 300 years and over. So he was witnessing all this real events. So what is real? What is real history? If something is uncomfortable to explain, they usually say, oh, it's fake. And the more AI we have on social media, where you can kiss your crush, I saw these weird things. Isn't it violate the human rights? That everyone can use my voice, my appearance, and just create whatever video, and you don't even trust what is true, what is not. Someone posting some weird videos and some people believe it's true. Wow, what super abilities the person has, transformation of the body in 5 seconds. And what we can do is only research what we have always. Our body, our consciousness, our abilities. To go slowly with curiosity, without protest, revolution, and so on. Because Mahatma Gandhi was saying that you cannot fight if you want to achieve peace. You have to discreditize all attempts of attack to enslave you. If we free ourselves from the slavery trap of our mind, first of all, because it's all illusion, hologram, and we all seen a big dream together. If we free ourselves, free your mind, like Morpheus in Matrix was saying, if we free our mind, there are much more chances to achieve so-called super abilities, which are just one of the features of the given body. We have so narrow abilities of the body now. We see cool sportsmen or super flexible people. I saw many videos on levitation on YouTube, and I believe it. But people who are blocked, they're saying, it's fake. Those videos are very old. I saw a creepy video with a levitating girl that in 2006, one guy was just walking in the forest with his dog, and all of a sudden the dog started to bark and ran through the bushes, turned the corner, and he was filming on his old phone. And he turns the corner and see that the girl in the pink coat is hanging in the air, and her mother raising her arms and looking at her and smiling and ha 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 ha. And to be honest, it's creepy. And I highly believe it's possible. And he was so shocked that you can, maybe actor, okay, we can say 50-50, we were not witnessing. But again, many videos of super abilities on camera. Now no one believes because of anyone can fake, right? So whatever you believe in is true. Our grandparents, grand-grandparents had more good immune system, and they were living much longer, and they were more energetic, especially those, for instance, peasants who were living on the land and growing their own plants and so on. So the conclusion is that only because of what we see around predisposes us, it doesn't mean that we need to suffer and follow the crowd. If you feel the click on some information or curiosity, or you're very tired of why you feel pain in the body, diseases all the time, you should ask yourself why. And these questions led me to research. Maybe I was blessed with a very weak health. I was a very energetic girl, dancing, singing all the time, funny girl, but the quantities of food, by the way, very tasty food, which my mother cooked for the whole family, was too much for my body. I have some specifics of my functions of my organs, and I could not understand how people can digest and not being sleepy, how they can have energy. My intestines, cluttered intestines, led me to anemia and dystrophy of second stage when I was 12, and was a sportsman, was a dancer, and I told in one of my videos it was just the end of my sport career. It meant much to me. Only because of food and cluttered intestines. I couldn't digest such quantities of food. So the idea the more you eat, the more you grow and have power is opposite. The better way is to let your child to choose how much he wants to eat. But after the war, our grandparents imposed this fear of starvation, which we faced, that if you won't eat to the end, then you will lose your strength. I was told, eat till the end. Otherwise, you leave all your strength in the plate. So it's just a program. It's so deep inside us that even if we realize everything, most people are freaking scared of starvation and that they won't receive enough elements. It's just a brainwashing concept all the time we see. And no matter how much money you invest in supplements and so on, it will be never enough. There will be some deficiency again. You know what? Because the body already cracked. Liver is not working properly. I heard the fact that already at 14-year-old, the modern person has a very cracked liver, which needs cleansing as soon as possible. Okay, let's move next. Our body is a unique mechanism, but we don't know how to use it. This is my conclusion. We see the norma, which is normal for everyone, but who set this norma is usually people who are educated and unhealthy themselves. There was one story which I want to share with you. I heard from a person who practices so-called autonomous lifestyle. It's life without water and food. He crossed the largest lake in the world, in Siberia, in very cold water, without even breaks to sleep. He is not sleeping as well, so it's like machine. And this guy is very active. He has a lot of projects, and one of the projects is volunteering for veterans of Second World War. And he was organizing excursions, some entertainment excursions, food, and all included. The guy who was managing this project was expecting that there will be only super old people. So if the war finished in 1945, that means there should be people around 18. But they were ready to even accommodate and accept their relatives if they wanted to have company, you know. And one day there was a young woman, who seemed to be alone. She was not someone's granddaughter or whoever. She was looking around 35-year-old. And the manager asked her, you are someone's granddaughter? And she said, no, I'm 90 or 100 even. And he was like looking at her, though he knew all this information, but it's shocking when you when you see actually these facts in real life. And she said, when I was in concentration camp during the Second World War, we didn't have food, and all food I was given to children, to like at least they will survive, and I will die. I was ready to die, and miraculously, without food, maybe she was eating, but super small. And she, after the war finished, understood that her body doesn't need food. She got used to not eating intuitively, maybe because she was trusting a lot and was not afraid, because starvation is only, first of all, lack of information that it's possible not to starve. And also people were dying out of starvation mostly because they were eating rats, they were boiling leather belts, shoes, they say they were eating cats and even newborn children. Because of the blockage in Leningrad was lasting 900 years, 900 days. And there was no access of food, no supply. We just blocked the city to stand the invasion of German army. And people were frozen to hell because it was a very cold year. It was around, if in Fahrenheit, maybe minus 14 Fahrenheit, no food, no water. Imagine such circumstances. Some people who survived, they had a very good health and immune system after such hardcore. So it's hardcore practicing of not eating. And someone just naturally shifted to malnutrition because they got used to. Some people opposite were so afraid of starvation, then they imposed to their children, and I'm the third generation, that if you won't eat enough, especially bread, which is the glue, which only like gluten, you know. We now know a lot of facts, but in my childhood, the more bread you eat with borscht, the better. Eat meat and you will have power, and so on, many stereotypes. Yeah, such a fact. I shared much more stories and even demonstrate photos of people who are over 300 years on my Telegram channel. If you want to have access to research all that I shared, it's about 28 live streams, write me on email and I will tell you what I propose. There are several options of price. Many topics. Even if you just learned information I shared, my experience and explanations, you automatically will rewrite most of your limiting beliefs. It's very interesting how it works. It works only if someone delivers this information. So, bigu, the Chinese concept bigushichi, of not eating. They have special techniques. We have a lot of books about breatharianism, pranic nutrition. And the main problem is that they are kind of too esoterical, too mysterious for most of people, and they just don't believe it. Highly doubting, though there were confirmations. Prahlad Jani, the Indian yogi who was not eating and drinking since 5, he was investigated at clinics, and it was confirmed that during 2 weeks he was not eating, not drinking, and his bladder were sucking his pee inside the body again. It's a fact. Everyone denies miracles, superhuman. But it's not about us. We will keep on living as we're living. And you need to have nutrients and calories and to drink 2 liters of water. Otherwise you will have dehydration. Oh, shit. Unfortunately, people are afraid even to try. This is a trick, like the main trap, I will say, which is imposed for us as a very comfortable energy slaves, yeah, batteries. Not to think, impose some values, to buy more and more stuff, to eat more and more delicious food. And each company tries to add more ingredients to make people more addicted to food. I want to share such a fact, why people stop eating from different aspects. First of all, maybe you heard about such pills to fight obesity, Ozempic. It's not ads. I'm against. I'm not against, but I'm not using any pills, and I do not recommend you. But what this Ozempic does is that it's produce GLP-1 peptide hormone of the incretin family. Localization of its production is in the L cells of small intestine, regulates insulin secretion and other biochemical processes in the body. So in very simple words, you don't feel any feeling of hunger. And GLP-1 is produced not only in our intestines, but also in hypothalamus, which is responsible, Kriya for hypothalamus, you remember, for eating, appetite, feeling of nourishment, how much we eat. And if something is wrong with this system, and there are too many impulses, we feel hungry all the time. It's a problem of people with obesity. And these pills, this drug, kind of occupies this sensation and person naturally losing weight. But what side effects, what in perspective will this drug give? No one knows. So it's Russian roulette, you know. The mechanism of not eating, is first of all, when person regulates hypothalamus and his intestines in such a way that he no longer just crave food. He doesn't want any tastes. I'm facing this right now. I don't want to put any terms, how much I will be without food and so on. It depends on how my psyche will be stable, because it's all more habitual and very deeply implemented program. But if I tried hard. I was even hoping that I will see some product and it will be like saliva will start running. Indifferent. As you know, like alcohol just dropped off. One day after practicing Kundalini yoga, because it regulates homeostasis in our cells and all hormonal system, just fell off. I could not even register when it happened. The same I faced with all products. And it's so funny that I created this course, Regulation of Eating Behavior, Weight Loss, a very beautiful course, together with another course. I'm selling this for endless success on YouTube for $28 or something. It's like 14 classes of yoga, precious. And we have meditations which work with the brain and hypothalamus. For what? To just achieve this mechanism. Kundalini yoga was used as practice of awareness and to fight addictions to drugs initially when Yogi Bhajan arrived to America. But now it's also very actual in our daily life when we are all addicted to food. And the process of that food no longer even, entertains you, give you pleasure. And when you have less pleasure and more consequences, the body rejects and says, no, don't feed me, Lisa. I don't want this. And you kind of try again and again to enjoy. I got rid of sugar because I was eating chocolate, and then I understood it's not tasty, it's too sugary. My taste buds changed a lot after herbal detox. I want to enjoy life now. Everyone wants. So I used herbal detox, which was my best decision on this path because I feel much free. It's the same with addiction to cigarettes. I was cigarette addict, nicotine addict, like no one else. It depends on our genes, and some people are addicted quickly, some not. Depends on what biochemical processes and genetics we have. I researched this material about nicotine addiction. You can also find it. For me, it was pure pleasure. And now I feel the same as if I quit smoking and I just forgot about it. You know, when you sincerely getting rid of some addiction, weed smoking, alcohol addiction, so many drugs around, all pleasures you can taste, you know. Depends on how hard drug is, stimulant, the more withdrawal craving you will have. So when you quit, sincerely quit smoking, drinking, it disappears from your reality. You are not even focusing your attention anymore on the object of addiction. It happens naturally after a while when we rewrite the program that I'm not smoking, I'm not drinking, I'm not eating. But with food, it's much harder because plenty of tastes, cuisines, everywhere, we are surrounded like it's part of the game. Unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not denying reality. I was, more revolutionary or the warrior of light before, because I was like, why we're suffering? Someone already knew some high technologies, but they're not giving these technologies to us, as if we are in such conditions where everyone just wants our death. Medical insurances are super expensive, as if they want our death, to be honest. But at the same time, maybe they want our growth and awareness and development of consciousness, evolution, and are testing who wins the game, who goes to another level, and who will be surrounded by all these pendulums, triggers, suffering all the time. We are fed with negative news. If you just analyze why, you realize that to keep people in low vibes. So if we are raising our vibrations, guys, frequencies, and how we perceive, one person can affect 1,000. If two people with high vibrations, they can affect the whole city. But who told you this information? No one tells you. It's all your own responsibility. My task is only to deliver information. Yeah, and many other stories of immortal people. Now I want to a little bit explain another fact why the life without food is possible. It's about microbiology. There is a such academician, biophysicist, Mironova Valentina, Russian scientist, who now collaborates with various scientists around the world, laboratories, research centers. What she discovered? She examined the cell of a fasting person, long fasting person, obviously person who is not eating, and found that the mitochondria leaves the cell. The mitochondria is an organelle, a power plant inside our cell that uses monosaccharides or oxygen. I'm sorry for my English, it's scientific facts. Breaks it down inside and converts it into energy, electricity, physical bioenergy. So when we function on food, mitochondria play the focal role in how we feel. And when we eat, it's very important that we are energized by correct function of mitochondria in our cells. Breath work helps a lot and so on. But if you stop consuming, you are switching the regime of your body to another parameters. What parameters I will read right now. That is, in fact, the mitochondria is a power plant whose energy we consume. We are functioning on organelles energy. Mitochondria is kind of separate microorganism, which I heard that it was implemented into our cell and we started to eat. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, I'm just reading, okay? So the cell began to throw out mitochondria in people who are fasting. Then, what does the cell feed on? And suddenly, Mironova and a group of scientists saw and were very surprised that another cell, the centrosome, appeared in the geometric center of the cell. The centrosome was there before, but it was just a designation, an inactive dot. we have centrosome, it's a fact, but it's not active unless we get rid of mitochondria. And now it has become active. It's similar to a pulsar, a sun that shines and vibrates. It's like electric impulse inside each cell of our body, guys. The surprise of the scientists was simply incredible. They cannot explain this in any way yet and say that the cell is evolving. Our cell is evolving. It turns out that if the cell already has its own sun shining inside, figuratively speaking, and giving it energy from space, ether, prana, like the sun from the ether, then the energy body of people who are now evolving and slowly training to switch to autonomous lifestyle, not eating, fasting, and no liquids. They are learning to live on the energy of the centrosomes. That is, and moreover, I can tell you that I know a person who is 4 years on this regime of not eating, not drinking, and scientists highly and precisely research her body. But it's not published. Because, you know, we have economic situations, we have a lot of businesses in each country, food industry, and pharmacology. That's it. So, whether you believe it or not, only through a long path, and I won't say it's easy path, it's hard path. That's why we are so trapped. But at least to be aware what is going on and to have this information, I think that at least we need to think about it, analyze. I know that I reprogrammed myself a lot on many things. How many programs left? And you know, after not eating, what happens? You think your life will be boring and you will lose your only pleasure in life. Unfortunately, for some people, food is only pleasure, unfortunately. And they're even afraid to think how to get rid of even some favorite product or meal. I understand. But if you evolve with your consciousness to that degree that your body will transform, then you will have all abilities which are functioning in these concrete conditions of the body. We need intestines, stomach, it still works, but very slowly. If I'm bathing in the ocean, I might have a sip of salty water. How I supposed to get rid of this water? Or mosquito, while I'm biking, mosquito will also fly inside my oral cavity. What am I supposed to do with this? We need excretory organs. Anyways, but they have enough functions if we evolve. So to know why you need this lifestyle is very important. Some people just, you know, on motivation, on willpower, it's impossible. First of all, to save your life and prolong it. First of all, to rewrite the program that the more age you have in your passport, then it all leads you to be useless creature, and everyone is only looking for your death because you are not good energy battery anymore. And in system, we need to function, but only for a while, for 70 years. But then no one needs us. So we have supportive system to make us last longer, but at some limit that we won't discover how much we can develop more. But there are people who discovered. Usually they're not on social media because, you know, guys, when the more I'm going this way, the less I'm interested in games of society. Suffering, problems, gossiping, all this is not interesting. As a food and rituals of eating, feeling bad after and sleepy, what's the point? And when your body will reject you, body leads you usually. That's why I'm saying you don't need a special diet, you just need cleansing. And then you will feel your body, feel the body and work on your psyche and erase all emotions, negative emotions from your subconscious mind and traumas. And you will realize that you're not using food to calm yourself down. You're not using food for pleasure because you have another types of pleasure, more complicated in your life now. If you inspired with some business, or you love work on your body, or you love hiking. So there are many, not substitutions, but another ways to research or receive pleasure, not so primitive. I mean, alcohol, sex, food, which unfortunately only deprives us of creativity and slowly lead to tear and wear of organs. No people are dying at old age because of age. No, because of malfunction of some concrete organ. There is a breakage, cancer, heart attack, or something. Think about it. And moreover, some people are dying in sleep. And the professor of Moscow University in 80s, he was saying about sleep, because it deepens the breath, it affects our cardiovascular system in very bad manner, especially when we sleep horizontally. So what to believe? No, nothing to believe. It's just a game where you are your own researcher. And sure, we are very, very accustomed to comfort. I love comfort too, believe me, I'm the same as you. And you cannot see initially what else you can have in life, but life surprises me more and more the more I move towards the path. And when I was told that, Lisa, once your body will be ready, you will be automatically contacted by people who are like you. How you like this idea? Some people are not interested. They like to go to the bars, to dance, like to drink alcohol, relax, to have money for traveling, to experience food. And I'm not saying that this is bad. I believe that we are here for, I know, so pathetic. I know that we are here not once. And the luggage, karma, going with us from incarnation to incarnation. But at some degree, the soul is ready to go further. Just at another step of yourself, evolution, own personal luggage of experience. And you know, if I would be enjoying food and these pleasures as people manage to enjoy so much, I think I would never be even interested in such topics. And because there are many people who need this experience as on educational platform as Earth, we have this system, and we do not have to fight this system. Because, you know, the harder the conditions, the more potential of growth you have. I'm more concerned about my own interests, my own development, and I highly recommend you to also be a parent to yourself, to become adult and take whole responsibility for self-healing, self-development, research, and your actual practice. Without practice, we don't have these neural pathways which are rewriting themselves. It's very important to be consistent in what we are doing. Yeah, this is all for today. If you are interested in such topics, I will highly appreciate if you leave some comment, and I welcome you on recorded Telegram channel's education, which will be there. And I feel like there's something else coming, my own new level. So I think I will have something to share there for people who are ready. If you have bipolar disorder, some mental disease, if you are very unstable, or depression, I can say that this information can give you hope, absolutely. But at the same time, if you're not stable, it can drive you nuts. It can cause the protest and desire to fight, and it will be a mistake. Unfortunately, I faced such kind of reaction on previous education. That's why I just understood that I don't want to take responsibility for how you perceive this information. I'm trying to give this information as mildly, softly, and playfully as I can. But at the same time, who knows who joins, my Telegram channel. Moreover, such people like me who are sharing this information can be checked, or if you following the rules of the game, you're okay. If not, and you are a dangerous element of the system, Matrix, the Agent Smith He will knock your door and it will attack you. To be honest, I'm not fighting with anyone, and moreover, I even support the matrix as such, because anyways, it's a beautiful experience, and I'm really grateful for all obstacles in my way, all diseases which were given me to pass them through, to self-heal, and I feel like I'm newborn. How I can say that I have like some quantity of my ages, and the more elder I become, the more I kind of have the date of expiration. No, the years is my treasure, my experience. Come on, at 20 I was completely ignorant. So why people devalue their own experience? Because each age, if you will erase the mental program, as far as I saw, people who are over 500 years, they're looking around 50, 40, always. You're looking great, you feel great. The main idea how you feel and not how you look like to sell your appearance to have sex. Oh, it's so freaking primitive, guys. Look objectively on the society we are living in. Nothing saint remained or what? Are we under some hypnosis? So appreciate your age, and not each wrinkle and each disease you have. But no, you can reverse your age. You can get rid of any disease. There are not uncurable diseases, only uncurable people. So trust your way. Be true only to yourself. Try not to stress yourself out and isolate yourself from toxic people and toxic information pouring on Instagram, because it also feeding into the same stereotypes and programs. Like, no surprises, it's your menopause arriving. This is what I want to say to such information. And I'm not even scrolling. I'm not spending much time on Instagram and so on. It's useless waste of time, which also creates addiction, dopamine release. Simple pleasure, the same as overeating, and and all which I mentioned before. Such, I hope, interesting, more than scary or depressive topic we discussed today. I discussed with myself, obviously, with camera, but it's less esoterical. It's at least more grounded. Believe me, I realize I'm a logical person. I needed confirmations. And when I received them, I said, aga, I also have a chance to follow the way of guys. We don't want to face the pain of losing all that we believed in. It's painful, because if you take the red pill, there will be no way back. Like Cypher in Matrix, who wanted to come back to Matrix and enjoy cigars, enjoy wine and meat, and hooking up with girls. He was what? He wanted to plugged himself back into Matrix, but he eventually died. And it's impossible. Once awakened, at least, if you had this lucid perception of reality once, that means you will never be the same again. And the more you dive into the rabbit hole, the deeper it becomes. Other things I know more, but I don't want to share them openly. It's my choice now. I'm in practice. So yeah, you know where to find me through email. My contacts and all services, whatever you want from me, is always in the description. And I wish you a great day and more awareness. Even more awareness, because I believe you are very high aware people, and I highly appreciate each one of you. And there are no random people on my channel. I'm absolutely convinced of this fact, because like attracts like. Share this video with people who may be interested or searching such information, and subscribe. Leave more comments to... I don't know if I even want to spread this video, to be honest. If it hits 1 million views, I will have problems. Sat Nam, stay true and kind, the rest things never mind. Bye.